The neon lights of Terminus Station flickered against the obsidian void of space, casting fractured rainbows across the marketplace's grimy floors. Anna huddled in the corner of the abandoned cargo bay, her violet skin pale from malnutrition, her three-fingered hands clutching her younger sister Kira's trembling form. "I'm hungry, Anna," Kira whimpered, her large amber eyes glistening with tears that never fell. Their species had evolved past such wasteful expressions of emotion, but the children were relearning them through desperation. Anna's heart shattered into 1,000 pieces. 3 cycles had passed since the collective's ships had bombarded their homeworld of Thesara. 3 cycles since she and Kira had fled on a refugee transport, only to be stranded here when their credits ran dry. 3 cycles of watching her baby sister waste away. "I know, little star," Anna whispered, stroking Kira's ridged forehead. "I'll find something. I promise," but promises meant nothing on Terminus Station. This was where the galaxy's forgotten came to disappear, a lawless hub where dozens of species mingled in desperation and vice. The Galactic Council pretended places like this didn't exist, while merchants and criminals built empires on suffering. Anna had tried everything. She'd begged at the transport docks. She'd offered to work in the processing plants. She'd even attempted to steal from the market stalls, only to be beaten so badly her regeneration took 2 days. No one wanted to hire a Thessaran refugee. No one cared that her civilization had been one of the galaxy's most advanced before the collective decided their planet held valuable minerals. Now, as Kira's breathing grew shallow and her sister's ribs showed through her translucent skin, Anna knew she had only one option left: the human district. Everyone knew about the humans, the newcomers who'd arrived in galactic space only 50 cycles ago. They were primitive by most standards, their technology cobbled together from stolen designs and brute force engineering. But they had one thing that made them dangerous: they were unpredictable. Most species followed logical patterns. Humans followed their emotions. Anna had heard the whispers in the marketplace. Human merchants paid well for companionship. They had strange desires, exotic tastes. They collected alien curiosities like children hoarding shiny stones. And unlike the other species who viewed refugees as contamination, humans seemed almost curious about suffering. She squeezed Kira's hand one final time. "Stay here. Don't leave this spot. I'll be back with food. Where are you going?" Kira's voice was barely a whisper. Anna couldn't answer. She simply stood and walked toward the sector she'd avoided for weeks. Jixon's trading post sat wedged between a Vrelian drug den and a Corthan weapon shop. The human had painted it an aggressive shade of red, a color that most species found alarming, but which Anna had learned meant welcome in human culture. Everything about humans was backwards. She stood outside for several minutes, her courage failing repeatedly. Through the transparisteel window she could see him, tall by human standards with dark skin and kind eyes that seemed at odds with the rough neighborhood. He was organizing crates of supplies, whistling a tune that had no mathematical logic to its structure. When she finally pushed through the door, a bell chimed, an ancient human custom she didn't understand. Jixon looked up, and his expression shifted through several emotions too quickly for Anna to track: surprise, concern, something else she couldn't identify. "You okay, kid?" His voice was rough but not unkind. He spoke in standard but with the strange accent all humans carried. Anna's carefully prepared speech evaporated. She stood trembling in the doorway, suddenly aware of how she must look. Starved, desperate, pathetic. She started, then stopped. How did one sell themselves? What were the words? "I need credits. I'll do whatever you want, please." The human's expression darkened. He set down the crate he'd been holding with deliberate slowness. "How old are you?"
16 cycles.
"By your years, I know the conversion." Jixon's voice had gone flat. "And I'm guessing you got a little sister or brother somewhere nearby, right?" That's always how this story goes. Anna felt her secondary heart skip. How did he know? The human sighed, running a hand over his close-cropped hair. "Listen carefully, because I'm only going to say this once. I'm not interested. Not now, not ever."
You understand?
Shame burned through Anna's body. She'd been rejected before, but somehow this hurt worse. She turned to leave, fighting the despair crushing her chest, but Jixon continued, and she froze. "I am hiring." Anna spun back around. "What? You speak 5 languages, right?" That's standard for Thesserans. He gestured around the shop. I got customers from 40 different species and I can barely communicate with half of them. You work as a translator, I pay you fair wages. You also stock shelves, clean, help with inventory. Standard employee stuff. I don't understand. Anna's mind struggled to process this. Why would you? Because unlike most of the galaxy, humans actually remember being desperate. Jixon pulled out a datapad and started typing. We've got this thing called empathy. Drives the other species crazy, but it's gotten us this far. He looked up and Anna saw something in his eyes that she'd thought extinct in the universe. Genuine compassion. You got a sister, right? Bring her here. I got a storage room in the back that's climate-controlled and secure. You two can stay there until you get on your feet. Meals included. Anna's legs gave out. She collapsed to her knees, her body shaking with sobs she'd held back for 3 cycles. Why, we're nothing to you. We're not even the same species. Jixon crouched down to her level, his human face creasing in an expression her people called a smile. Kid, that's exactly why I'm doing this. See, the rest of the galaxy thinks in terms of species, empires, collective interests, but humans, we think in terms of people. And right now I see a person who needs help. He extended his hand, that strange human gesture of trust and agreement. So what do you say? You want a job or not? Anna stared at his hand, then took it. His grip was warm, solid, real. Yes, she whispered. Then louder, yes. As she ran back to get Kira, Anna understood something profound. The galaxy had always operated on cold logic and calculated advantage. Humans had introduced something far more powerful, the illogical, inefficient, beautiful concept that one person's suffering mattered, even if helping them provided no strategic benefit. Maybe that's why the galaxy feared them. Maybe that's why humanity would survive when empires fell. Behind her, Jixon was already preparing 2 bowls of the strange human food called soup, whistling that same mathematical impossibility of a tune, completely unaware that he'd just changed 2 lives forever, and perhaps, in doing so, he'd shown the galaxy what it meant to be truly civilized.